Hey everyone, welcome back to 5 Day Crypto. My name is Chase. Today we're going to look at Bitcoin on the BLX, on the daily chart, on the weekly chart. We got a jam-packed video today for you. So if you like the video today, give us a thumbs up, follow us on Twitter, Telegram, Patreon. Everything can be found below. We're going to start off on the BLX on the monthly chart because why? We're in September. Historically speaking, at least the last 4 years, we've been red. Will we get another red candle this month? Does it even matter? All that and more in today's fantastic new video. So let's look at current month. We're green already. We're already green. Now, if you're wondering what the hell the price is going on here, this is the BLX. So it's lagging behind the actual Bitcoin. So the BLX just allows you to go back further in history. So that's why we got it up. So green so far. Are we going to print that? Who knows? Does it matter? Let's look at it. Well, red candle here. As you can see, I've gone back to 2010. We've mapped red lines for red candles and green lines for green candles. If you need help wondering why I did that, wrong video. Go watch Teletubbies. Well, our last green candle was in 2016. Before that, 2015. Look at what we've done, right? So we've had nice uptrends and then some downtrends. Uptrends and downtrends. Well, what would it look like if we just did the candles in uptrends and downtrends? What would that September candles look like? Would it matter then? I'm glad you asked. Let's go look. How about this? So I've remapped them based on uptrends and downtrends. That's it. So I kept them green if we're in an uptrend. I've kept them red if we're in a downtrend, hence the arrows. See? So now the tables turn a little bit, don't they? So now we have way more greens than reds. So are we going to get another red? Doesn't matter. Well, so far we're in an uptrend, right? Downtrend here, bear market, right? Summer bubble, then cool back off. September, downtrend, uptrend, uptrend. 3 Septembers in a row. Starting right here. Another bear market here after our 2013 blow off top. September there, which is arguably, some would say, maybe me included, that we're around this area now. We're going to get specifically in depth in this towards the end of the video. So uptrend here, September green. Even though we're, red candles now and then, these are starts of uptrends. So does it matter if we print a red? I say maybe not. Maybe not this time. Who cares if we go red or green? We're in an uptrend, plain and simple. And speaking of uptrends, and does it even matter? Some would argue that all of it's an uptrend. See the big arrow? See all the September's green? So who cares, right? Some would argue that we've been in an uptrend. Some would argue that September's are just another line on a chart. So having said that, does it matter? Well, so far, no. Who cares? We're in a macro trend uptrend. All right, let's go look at some more charts. How about Bitcoin? Now we're back to Bitcoin. Good old Bitcoin. We're on the daily chart. What are these lines? I'm glad you asked. These are the 250-day moving averages. What does that mean? Well, when those cross to the downside, when the 50 crosses the 200, that's a death cross. Golden cross, the other side of that coin, happens when we cross back. And our high-tech lines here, high-tech lines tell us that probably mid-September, we could likely get a golden cross. That would be good. Crossing the streams can be good, contrary to Ghostbusters. If you got that. So what do we have to cross here? Of course not. Could we cross earlier? Maybe. If we go parabolic today or tomorrow, next week, and we're at 60K, yeah, this will likely cross a little sooner. Not exponentially. It's not going to cross anytime today or tomorrow, but a magnificent bull run to 60K by next week. Sure, we might cross, September 10th instead of the 15th, okay? But more than likely than not, as long as prices remain to the upside, the 200 days we're at 46K. So obviously we have to be above 46K to get across. This is your 50-day moving average. So if it continue on this similar path like this, and say, October 1st, we're, probably going to have to be close to 60K to keep this linear progression and to keep the 50-day moving upside. So I would estimate around mid-September, give or take a few days, for a golden cross. Does that mean we go immediately parabolic? Well, let's go look at history and see what we got. Last time we had a golden cross, did we go immediately to the moon? Well, here it is, golden cross. No, right? It's just you have the potential to start making those moves that you want to do. So there's a golden cross. Several weeks later, we're still about the same prices as we were when we got the golden cross. So it doesn't mean that you have to just explode, but that is definitely what you want to see if you want to get said explosive moves. Okay. Now you got that. Now let's go look at one other thing. Bitcoin dominance. This is why altcoins are moving right now. Bitcoin dominance is falling. As that falls, it loses grasp on the rest of the market. That's what Bitcoin dominance does. When that rises, since our May drop here, everything, altcoins usually, do much worse than Bitcoin as Bitcoin falls. As the whole market falls, altcoins tend to do worse, and that's why we give a bounce to the upside here. What else could cause upside bounces? Well, if Bitcoin decides to wake up and start making its move to all-time highs, making its move to 100K, it will, like it did back in here when we went from 20K to 65K. This is this move here, okay? And then altcoins can run during this, right? And as Bitcoin dominance falls, and what are we looking at here? Well, this is a 5-day Gaussian channel. Okay, what do I always say on any coin? If you could buy underneath the Gaussian channel, it's likely going to be a rock star move in the not so distant future. Look how far under the Gaussian channel we are for Bitcoin dominance. Now, I'm well aware that you cannot buy the Bitcoin dominance, but I'm letting you know that sometime soon we're going to likely get a bounce back to the upside, something similar to this, and Bitcoin will likely be where you want to be majority of your portfolio in, because when Bitcoin does this and starts regaining major strength on the market, you'll want to be in that rocket ship that takes you out to outer space, and then you can hop spaceships as you're out there back to altcoins. So after we do the initial launch, then you can offload some back to altcoins and get more, the alt season type moves. But during that initial phase, altcoins do almost very little, right? They get slowly dragged up. You might get a 2%, 5% if you're lucky on a day or a week. Bitcoin will likely be doing much better than that during the initial launch. So when could we expect that? I'm glad you asked. This is why I drilled the lines down here. We're likely going to get a reversal at one of these two lines. Right now, we're right at one of them, aren't we? So we don't know if it's going to happen here or down here. Now, why is this line way back here? Well, let's go look. So back in 2018, before Bitcoin really started going up through all the bear market, we bottomed out right at that 40-ish level, right around 40, just shy of it. And that is where we bottomed out again in May, right before our big drop in crypto and dominance came back up. So are we going to hold this one? Maybe. Are we going to hold this one? I would say likely. If this one doesn't hold, we're probably going to get a reversal here. So if you see Bitcoin dominance around 40, it might be time to start slowly moving some coins back. That's what I'll be doing. Not financial advice. You can do what you want. If you want to stay in altcoins, if you haven't experienced a Bitcoin dominance uptrend, you're in for a treat. Unless you're not in any Bitcoin, then you could be in for some crying tears. You're going to miss out on a lot, I have a feeling. But maybe if you follow me on Twitter, Telegram, and Patreon, you might have a heads up on some of those moves. Wink, wink. So are we going to get something similar to this? I think so. Look at this. Initial bounce down, little rally up, bounce back down, and then Bitcoin takes over. Back down, a little rally up, bounce back down. Are we going to reverse here, make a higher low like we did back here, or are we going to get a double bottom and then bounce? We will see. But look at this pattern playing out potentially. Familiar with W patterns, very bullish. So maybe we do something like that going into the later half of the year. And if this ensues, Bitcoin is going to show why it's king. All right, what else do we got? A couple more things. Don't go anywhere. Monthly chart for Bitcoin. Look at where we are now. So this is a monthly chart. Okay, each candle is 1 month. This is our 21-month EMA moving average. This is big time when you get bigger drops. This is big picture here, right? We're going back years. So look at what we've done. We've made a rally up, came back down, held support on that 21-month, and now back to the upside so far. What will cause Bitcoin to absolutely explode is clearing this level, our all-time high candle levels, around 59K, right? This closed at 58,779 right here. That's our all-time high closing candle for a monthly chart. If we clear that on a monthly candle, fireworks. That's when we'll hit our 100K. We'll hit our 100K within a month or two after that, is my prediction. Plus, you know, I think we could go up even higher. Are we going to make it all the way to 300K or 400K? Not likely, in my opinion. But, I mean, Bitcoin can certainly surprise anyone. I wouldn't discount anything. I wouldn't say anything for certain. But I would guess somewhere between 150 to 200K for the top, at least on this initial run. Could we go a little bit higher? Sure. Could we go a little bit lower? Sure. It's going to matter when we do it. If we do it, you know, by the end of this year, I have a hard time seeing Bitcoin much over 200K. If we wait till 2020, you know, mid 2022, another year, sure, I think we could go a little bit more than 200K, maybe even closer to 300K for, you know, kind of like a blow off top kind of thing. But let's go look at our previous time we did something like this. Our 2013, 2014, very similar moves. A big move up, came back down, test almost to our 21-month EMA, and slowly rally back up month after month. Look at what happens after you clear your all-time high candle. Right here, we closed the good old heyday of $137 Bitcoin back in 2013. As we break that, look at the explosive move. There's a 60% candle the month we break this, followed by a modest 469% candle right after that. Are we going to get another one of those? Not likely, but I do think something, you know, an explosive move like this is likely going to happen. I don't know if it's going to happen in 1 or 2 months. I would say maybe 3 to 4 months. I don't know. We don't know what's going to happen, but this is the key, is that when we break that, you know, 60K-ish level on a monthly time scale, that is when you're going to see Bitcoin just absolutely explode and dominate. So you want to be a part of that. So that's, hopefully you learned something today. This is very similar to what I think we're in. Where I think we're in a 2013, 2014 kind of double peak. So it looks very similar to me. Are we going to do that again? Well, look at where we are now, right? We want to keep an eye on this. We might have another month or two, right? Even if we come back up here, or if we get a red month, who cares, right? September, who cares if we come red? And maybe we go back and test the 21-week EMA. Let's go see what that would look like. What would that look like? Well, we'd come back down September. Here's August. This is on a weekly scale, so we still got some updating to do. We're still in the BLX, remember, so. But 42K-ish right now, 42, 43K, depending on what we do over the next, you know, several weeks. We'll see what September does. But as we started off with, basically up is what we've done. Doesn't matter if we're going to get a green candle or a red candle. Historically speaking, the trends matter, right? Not so much the month-to-month red-green candles. You know, a lot of people think we're going to get a dump. I say, who cares? As long as we hold that 21-week EMA, around 42, 43K right now, and bounce off of that, still uptrend. Still on the cards for explosive moves later this year. Fear and Greed Index, what does that say? Well, we're at 74. We're still in greed. 75 will flip extreme greed. So watch for that. It doesn't mean that's a bad thing. It just means that we're continuing to move up, right? So we've been in extreme greed already. We want to watch for a break into the 80s. That will likely lead prices even higher for at least the short term. That's kind of our ceiling. We've been kind of trending in this channel sideways. On the downside, if we come down and you see a drop and maybe a retest of that 21-week, we want to hold above 70. If you see us in the 60s, it's breaking the structure that we've been in for quite some time, all of August, and it would likely lead to at least short-term lower prices. So this is what we're watching on a day-to-day basis. We will keep an eye on it and update it in all our videos. Let's see what else we got. We got crypto meme of the day. It's pretty good. All right, quote of the day. If you don't know who Jordan Peterson is, I suggest you try a YouTube video out. He's pretty awesome, in my opinion. He taught at Harvard psychology back, about 20 years ago or so, a little bit more. But he's very good. This is one guy you would not want to get in an argument with. He would probably destroy you. But I love watching some of his YouTube videos, but I'm also reading his book right now. This is really good too if you're looking to add another book to your collection. Just want to know more how the mind works. He's very good with telling you why you're thinking what you're thinking and how your brain works, and this is pretty good so far. So I would suggest picking that up. I'm listening to it on Audible, so you can do there, or if you want the paperback, if you're that person. I like listening to audiobooks when I walk around or mow the grass or whatever. What else we got? Car of the day, Porsche GT3 RS. If there's any Porsche I'm going to get, this is probably it. I love this color. I love this spec, everything. Love the yellow brakes. Blue. I love this blue. See the rear. Very nice. GT3 RS. One of my favorite Porsches, for sure. Pretty sick. All right, what do you think? Hopefully you liked it. Remember to give us a thumbs up if you liked it. Follow us on Twitter, Telegram, Patreon. Everything's linked below. I'm happy to help you out. If you got any questions, leave me a comment if you learned anything, if you liked anything, if you didn't like anything, whatever. My name's Chase. I'll see you on the next one. Thanks so much for watching this long if you have. 47,000 gold stars to you. You made it. You broke it.